Good afternoon and welcome to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oråcle Chinedu. Of course, as you can tell, Dio is not here. He's had to respond to important things, but I'm certain he will return to you. Between now and then, you have me to deal with, so I wish you good luck. Well, today on the show, we give you the hard facts, as the name implies. Hard as a rock, hard as metal, hard as the condition of some countries. I'm not quite sure which one, but it's going to be hard. But the good thing is the solutions will be simple. They'll be soft, soothing. Yes, indeed. Well, starting the show in this hour, I'll be taking a couple of stories that made headlines through the weekend. I like to call them stories to get bothered by. Two stories in particular, one at the national and one local, that I think I need to respond to. You know, there's just something about it that doesn't feel right. Of course, you get my take on it, and hopefully I get to hear your thoughts on that. Coming up in the next hour, June 12, Saturday, was Democracy Day. And that's why today is a public holiday, because it fell on the weekend. So if you're wondering why you didn't make work today, well, it's because of the holiday. And lots of people have asked questions around our democracy, whether or not it evolves, whether it's moving in reverse or forward. We're going to have that conversation in the next hour about the version of democracy we have in Nigeria and the evolution of it. Coming up at 5 p.m., we'll be talking about blood. Yes, that thick red liquid, or better yet fluid, running through your veins. Well, today happens to be World Blood Donor Day. We'll have conversations around whether or not you've donated blood. Some experts, of course, will be at the center of all of that. And at 6 p.m., it's open season, I believe. That's where you get to react or respond if you didn't get the opportunity all through the show. And you know what happens at 7? I get out of here. Hopefully it's a wonderful show. Don't go anywhere.
When knowledge meets action, information liberates. How informed do you need to be to thrive in a fast-changing world?
Listen to experts only.
Keep it dial locked on 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
I am listening.
Welcome back. Now I'd like to tell stories, so this hour will be no different. It's going to help push the point I'm trying to make even further. Now my story is set in a place with so many records. A country that has been called the poverty capital of the world more times than I can number. A country that has the most out-of-school children. A country that is the most populous black nation on earth. Now if you don't know where I'm going, I'm talking about Nigeria. It's a truly beautiful place. Some would say, or a lot of people would say, with bad leadership. But I see Nigeria every time as work in progress. But then when things happen, things that work against progress, it hurts just a little deeper. And so this story is one of those things that hurt. But hey, it's not surprising. It's not shocking. It's not breaking news, because you've heard it countless times. It has happened too many times. As a matter of fact, at this point, you expect it. It's the events of June 12th, Democracy Day. Now, there were protests in different parts of the country. I believe it just made the news. I think I heard that somewhere. Yeah, as you may know, this year's Democracy Day saw nationwide protests over bad governance, insecurity, and the recent Twitter ban, among other issues. And this protest was not... It wasn't hidden. Everybody knew there was going to be a protest. People were saying, oh, June 12th. As a matter of fact, there were hashtags, June 12th protest. So the authorities knew, the police knew, the citizens knew, everyone knew. People even said, oh, my child, don't go out on protest, please, be safe. And so what happened? Well, the videos and pictures that we saw showed people being harassed, some being arrested, and others getting tear gassed. And naturally, people came out. Why would you infringe upon our rights? The rights of the Nigerian citizen to protest, to air their displeasure, and it is a right. Answers are supposed to follow those questions. Well, the Nigerian police justified its use of tear gas on Democracy Day. Protesters, police spokesman Frank Mba on a live television program said the actions of officers were in line with international best practices of dispersing violent protests. Ms. Mba said the use of tear gas was an isolated case in Abuja where protesters turned violent. Let's hear the spokesman.
We would have problems if we had fired live bullets at them, but when you fire tear gas at protesters to disperse them, you are not in breach of any known code, either nationally or internationally. I also want to use this opportunity to state clearly that no citizen is currently in detention as a result of these isolated incidents.
Now, in the defense of the police, Frank Mba is correct. It's one of the many tools used for violent protests. Tear gas, rubber bullets, water cannons. We've talked about that. If the protest is violent, so what we need to establish is whether or not that protest was violent. Now, the police in a statement released on Saturday said it dispersed protesters to stop the attempts by the Islamic movement of Nigeria to incite public disturbance. Protests held across the country to mark Democracy Day, with police shooting tear gas to disperse protesters in the Gudu area of Abuja and Ojota areas of Lagos. Now, every time there's a protest, the police says, we have sensitive information that it will turn violent. We have information that it will be hijacked by hoodlums. Or sometimes they get information that the protesters themselves will become the hoodlums. Now, it's quite convenient that the police can always have this sensitive information from some source. And in order to safeguard us for the purpose of safety and security, they have to swing to action. But my question is, how come this sensitive information does not happen when kidnappers are about to strike? How come the police never gets this information from whatever source when bandits go about raiding communities? Most importantly, how come the police does not get this information when unknown gunmen attack their own police stations? I mean, if you got information from somewhere that a protest would turn violent, that there's going to be a breakdown of law and order, and then you quickly respond using tear gas, claiming that a protest was violent, then when 2 or 3 are gathered for the purpose of burning a police station, you should have that information as well. I'm not saying anything, I'm just asking questions. And so it makes it suspicious when the police make those statements. But as you would imagine, people have responded, and most notably the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, condemned the explanation of the police that the tear gas shot was to prevent hoodlums and miscreants from hijacking the peaceful rallies. In a communique released on Sunday, he asked the police to apologize to protesters who were arrested during the protest. Mr. Falana accused the police of violating the rights of expression of the protesters. He said it is uncivilized for the police to be chasing and attacking unarmed protesters on the street as if they're criminals. Now, I don't know if the police is aware, but there are videos circulating the internet from Saturday's protest showing the police actually dispersing the crowd with tear gas. But from the video I saw from Channels TV, nothing suggests that those protesters were violent. But hey, they got sensitive information from their sensitive source, and they had to swing to action. So what's my position? My position is, if we get to a point where human rights of citizens can be infringed upon for the purpose of security, I'm hoping that information also comes to light before there's any act of insecurity. Wouldn't it be nice for police officers to swing to action before a kidnapping happens? And then they say, you know what, we got information. The arrest the kidnappers, and we actually see that truly this is something that was going to happen. But no, it's convenient for the purpose of protest. And there's something else that happens with protests. Most times when there are protests against bad governance, there's usually a counter protest. Somehow another group of persons appear on another end protesting against the protesters. The police never get any information that those group of protesters would lead to violence. But conveniently, it happens on the other side of the divide. Well, my take is I'm hoping, as I always do, that we get a better working system. The next story comes up after the break. We'll be talking about something from River State. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect.
You spend a lot of your hard-earned money to purchase the things in your house and at your business centers. And thus, you must do what you can to protect and maintain them. Accidents can and do happen. So we at 92.3 Nigeria Info would like to encourage you to take the following steps to prevent a fire outbreak. First, install a fire alarm. Ask your electrician about fire alarms, as some can be affordable. Educate children around you. Take time to explain the dangers of fire and teach them the safety protocols and numbers to call in case of emergencies. Be wary of electrical appliances. They may make our lives easier, but they can be dangerous when they become faulty. Ensure a professional repairs or helps with the installation of home appliances. Do not make illegal power connections. Exercise caution when cooking. As you prepare your food, please stay close by. Resist the urge to take a nap or do other things whilst cooking. Also, ensure flammable substances are not close to your burner. Do not store fuel or diesel at home. Many fires have started because of petroleum products being stored in the homes of many Nigerians. Get a fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher will go a long way to either reduce the spread or stop a fire if caught early. Keep fire-causing tools and items safe in storage. And finally, regular training, reminders, and updates to both family and staff members will keep individuals alert to safety protocols. Know the emergency numbers to call.
Welcome back. It's still Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oråcle Chinedu. My next conversation is from a land of milk and honey on the case of River State, a land of oil and money, River State. I have a governor, His Excellency, Barrister, Chief Barrister, I don't know which comes first, Nyesom Wike, POS Africa, and many other titles I may or may not know. And he's a governor that's quite vocal. One of the many things that people will say about Governor Wike, whether or not you like him, is that he says exactly how he feels. And sometimes, it's not how people like it. There are times where there are arguments and conversations about whether the governor said what he should have said, or if he should have said it like that. But the point is, he's going to say. And so, this story has the governor saying, and there's nothing he says that's wrong, actually. No. I'm not going to fault what was said. But what should have happened before what was said was said. And so, Governor Oråcle says no government can employ everyone at the same time. The governor said this during the foundation laying ceremony of the Renal Center at the River State University Teaching Hospital. There's a sound to that. That's not my focus. Governor Oråcle says his administration will not yield to pressure to relax the night curfew in the state. He spoke in a statewide broadcast. That he said. He ordered the demolition of some illegal structures on Ahoda, Eleme, and One axis of the East-West Road, citing discovery of criminal hideouts, and directed owners of such structures and mechanic workshops to remove them. He said. Now, this is the part of what he said that caught my attention. The governor threatened to disband the River State Waste Management Agency, RIWAMA, if they fail to improve in 1 week. Let's hear the governor.
The management of the State Waste Management Authority is hereby directed to clear the state of filthiness within 1 week from today, or be disbanded without any further notice.
Now, what the governor said sounds like it's okay. If within 1 week you do not clear the city of filth, you'll be disbanded. That sounds like what the governor should say. If he's not satisfied with the management of RIWAMA. Sorry, something hooked. But you see, governor, you don't ask for a house where there's no land. Now, I think that those who advise the governor are either not doing a good job, or they're doing it and the governor is not listening. Because I bet you, Governor Wike, if you disband this current RIWAMA and put whoever, if the structure in place right now does not change, it will fail. As a matter of fact, if you get Obama, sack everybody and put him there and say, oh, former president of US, please manage this. If nothing changes structurally, RIWAMA will fail. Now, there was once a time that River State was called the Garden City, Port Harcourt rather. And it lived up to that title. It truly was a garden city. Some have said, well, the new name now is the Garbage City. And they're not wrong. I've said it as many times as I need to. Not because I'm a broadcaster who comes on radio, but as a resident of River State. Living in this city is hard. Besides the idea that the economy generally is hard. Just driving around town and seeing that waste has become a landmark in River State is truly sad and sorry. And I don't know how we got to this point where official dump sites are major roads in Port Harcourt. I don't know if nobody is talking. I don't know if those who should be concerned are not saying things that are loud enough for the state government to listen and do something. But it is terrible. So, coming on radio to complain without giving recommendations, oh my goodness, it will be wrong. So let's look at what the problem is. The first problem, Your Excellency, is disposal and collection. As I said earlier, it doesn't make sense. I mean, think about the person who's heard a lot about Port Harcourt and they come into the city for the first time. And then they're driving across some road, some major road. And then they see trash on the intersection. And say, okay, maybe it's a mistake. But then you drive across different parts of the city. And waste literally makes up the landscape. Let me tell you what it's like. When I was looking for my house, the place I currently live, somebody directed me. I was calling someone. I said, okay, board a cab that goes here, drop at this place, you walk a little. You know how you give directions. And one of the many things the guy said was, you don't pass that dustbin. Because, again, I'd gotten to where he cleaned up to come down. I was just walking. You go see one dustbin where they near transformer. I say, no, I can't see that. I say, well, you've not gotten to where you're supposed to be. Now think about it. The same way we give direction based on 2 poles from this, that's how we use trash to direct people. There are so many people's address that is close to a dustbin that has been there for years and might not move anytime soon. It is now a part of the Port Harcourt landscape, and it is normal. That's the annoying part. It is completely normal. So everybody brings out their waste, puts it on some road, and then some truck that looks like it's 1 minute away from death comes to take it away from there, and then we're good. But that's not how it should be. It should never be like that. As a citizen of Nigeria, a resident of Rivers State, who lives, works, and pays taxes, I should not see waste directly. I mean, it's not rocket, it's not even science. Let me not go too far. We should have dumpsters on different streets where people will bag their waste and just put it in there. When the garbage truck comes, it picks it up. This is a very simple system. We shouldn't be driving around town. I mean, you know, it's complaining just makes it look like you're a hater. One of the many reactions that I might get, I mean, it's not the first time. Well, why are you attacking this government? Why are you? But I mean, think about it in terms of the human being just living. That's a better system. And there are so many things that can come from this system working well. You want to know what those things are? Well, let's look at the problems that this one provides. Besides the idea that it's an eyesore, it's just terrible. First of all, it is also contributing to the impossible traffic in Port Harcourt. There are parts of town where waste is already dragging the road with cars. And there's already traffic there, you can't help it. That's the first part. Second, flooding. When it rains, for some reason, in some parts of town, the water will not flow as it should. So it contributes to flooding. And we all know what happens when our streets are flooded. And well, top on the list is the health problem. The smell, the sight, and considering that not everybody who lives around there can immediately move, it's a problem. So, Your Excellency, I understand that Riwama is not trying. I know that you need to see them do better in 1 week. You know what? Let me hear your voice again.
The management of the State Waste Management Authority is hereby directed to clear the state of filthiness within 1 week from today, or be disbanded without any further notice.
As I said earlier, you can disband as many times as you want, but they will continue to fail. So what you need to do to ensure the next time we don't hear this is first, promote the education and awareness on waste prevention, separation at source. That means you have to do publicity. Newspapers, magazines, radio station. Well, Nigerian Info is here, so yes, come and pay. So you educate people how to dispose waste, how to separate it, what should go where, so that they know how to dispose properly. 2, ensure provision, upgrading, and maintenance of necessary infrastructure for environmental sound collection. So what this means is provide the things we're going to put it in. The dumpsters, the different waste bins at different places, so we can dispose properly. This is a crazy revenue generator for a lot of people. There are campaigns on bagging of waste. Do you know how much River State can make just from providing the bags? Just imagine you go on a bag your waste campaign for the next whatever number of months. And then there are bags provided by the state government, which people will buy really. That's an industry on its own. Think about the trucks. I don't even want to get started on those trucks. I have never seen, maybe I've not been driving across the right streets, I have never seen that truck look good. I know, yes, it's, well, the business, it's in the dirty business. But every other day, there's a broken down truck on some part of and it's causing traffic. There was one on the East West Road. It was there for more than 5 days, but I could count 5 because I remember that every morning when I drive to work, I saw that truck in that spot. Monday to Friday, at least I could account for 5 days. It was there every single day. I don't know why, but it's causing traffic. It is a problem. Think of the person who maybe never knew that truck was there. There are too many bad things that can happen. And as I speak right now, I'm certain there's someone somewhere on some streets or major road in Port Harcourt that is looking at a broken down garbage truck. I can bet anything. So that is the system Riwama has to work with. Now, there might be internal problems. It's not, but they do not have the system and structure to thrive. So, Governor Wike, if nobody has told you, what you have threatened will not yield any result. It will not. The next thing, promote strict compliance with anti-litter laws and regulations supported by the provision of waste collection facilities. What this means is there should be anti-litter laws. Remember 2 administrations ago when we were hailing Cross River State? Oh, Calabar is so neat. Donald Duke is this. Everybody wanted to hug the governor. And truly, the state was neat. They had laws. You're driving and you throw something out. Oh my goodness, it will be terrible for you. But those laws were only put in place because the government had provided waste collection facilities. Let us not be like task force that will hold drivers for illegal parking. Meanwhile, there are no parks. Provide the waste collection facilities, and when people litter, then they can face the full wrath of the law. It's very simple. It's not difficult. As people would like to say, it's not rocket science. And maybe, just maybe, we can take Port Harcourt back to the Garden City status. And more importantly, we will not have our governor say things like this.
The management of the State Waste Management Authority is hereby directed to clear the state of filthiness within 1 week from today, or be disbanded without any further notice.
Now there you have it. That's my take on waste management in River State, and of course the relationship of police officers and protesters. I'd like to hear your thoughts. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And of course 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram 080-903-06-416. Please turn off your radio as you call me, so we have a smooth conversation. You can also send messages to Facebook. I was tempted to call one of those platforms Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/Nigeria InfoPH. Please turn off your radio as you call me. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mr. Chidi calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Mr. Chidi.
Yeah, as regards the waste issue encountered in Port Harcourt, I think I am one of the persons that have advocated on Facebook, on social media, regarding the waste issue we are experiencing. But it is not only an eyesore, it is also a health hazard.
Truly.
To everybody in the state, those who are visiting and those who reside in the state as well. And on the issue of the governor giving mandates to the relevant authority in charge of waste management, that is Riwama per se, I think he did well. At least it shows that he's concerned about it, first of all. Instead of any other kind of action he would have taken, at least the first step every reasonable person will do is to instruct the relevant authority to fix up and meet up to their responsibilities. And if there is any action the governor would take, that would be after the lapse of governor would have another alternative to say that the waste is being cleared off, or there is a sustainable solution to the problem.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Please turn off your radio.
Hello?
I don't think that person is ready. Call back if you can. 08179230002. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Henry.
Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Dakot.
All right.
Yeah, how is work today?
Work is good. It's happening right now. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, for what you are saying, there's something I want to figure out here for what you are saying about the River State task force. Let me just put it this. I know that the task force are not doing their
I wasn't talking about task force.
Their laws.
Right. I apologize. I must let you go. The focus is on Rewama, not task force. Hello. Madam. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Peter, calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Peter.
I think this Rewama issue, I know before the man become the president or the leader of that Rewama, he had been there before Wike was sworn as the governor. First tenor. He had been there first tenor, this is second tenor. And I know when this man was campaigning for this governor, he was saying that they are going to return River State to the garden with the battle. And he was talking and praising that they will do the best, they will do the best. Who can foretell the future? Who can talk the benefit? Who can speak what will be the problem in the future? Who knows what will happen? At least the man should see it. The way that people can paint things will be all right, things will be when they are there, you will see that they will do nothing. Just we look at many places now. I know what we talk about for certain areas. You know, where the problem may lie. Some people can dump it up anywhere and do that. There is no monitoring and nothing is happening. And sometimes we see we call the contractors. Various contractors are not helping. And the governor we call the leader is not helping. Now, who do we blame? You look at when people are campaigning, just like Nigeria now, everybody know how to govern it, just like the spectators and the footballers. You can play more than people that are playing. You see somebody, everybody will be talking, he's not doing fine, this and not, allow the person to be. Can you do that? We pray that God should help us in this state, because this man, this drama you see, every place now, you see every reality. A lot, nothing is happening. What can you complain to us? You will tell us that the people and the contractors are not working, or there is no equipment, or there is nothing that you can. What can you complain to people? And whom do we blame? Do we blame the governor, or do we blame? We are going to blame the governor, because whoever that is there, if he do well, we clap for the governor. In this case, we not clap for the governor.
All right.
Let everybody understand that to rule is not easy.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Yes, Oracle. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Eddie. I'm calling you from Trevor.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I want to believe that one of the reasons why the governor should appoint a sole administrator to head Rewama was not just for him to be collecting whatever subvention is meant for him every month. I believe equally that the sole administrator of Rewama has people or experts who are working with him, who are equally supposed to portion out the method that will help in the performance of their duty. You can't be collecting. I can't remember the particular amount that is voted for this cleanup team every month. I think it's to the tune of about 500 million. I stand to be corrected. Now, what stops Rewama from portioning out a way of disposing this garbage? And those trucks we even talk about don't even belong to Rewama. Those trucks belong to the contractors. Rewama does not have a single truck of their own. So for me, I would have said, well, I stand with the government in this, but I know that the threat is just an empty one. He has said it before, and it wasn't better. And the Rwanda was not disbanded. The sole administrator is still there. So this one will not be different. So for me, the Rwanda has all it takes, because if they don't have, they should have complained. At least make it public. So they have all it takes to keep Port Harcourt clean. But, appointment in this part of the world amounts to chopping. So probably that is his own chopping. And anyhow you do it and return his chopping is none of, whatever happens to the citizens is none of their business. So that's the way I look at it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, when you say that the trucks do not belong to Rwanda, I totally get it. It's a fact. But you see, it's not excusable. It's not enough. I give an example. You see some of these e-hailing services. I'm trying not to call a name, but those services where you want to go somewhere, you get on the app, you book a ride, they come pick you. Yes, the popular ones. Now, they have requirements. I remember speaking to a guy, one day who said he was trying to get a better car that had air conditioning and all of that. I was like, what's wrong with this one? He said, this will not go take a more. So apparently, they have a standard. Your car must be fully functional. The air conditioner must be working. The engine must be good. It should be trackable. There are lots of things. So even though the service, they don't own a car, they have standards for cars that they will take. These are very simple things. I'm thinking of the employment that can come from waste management in River State. Let's think about almost every street having a dumpster, or most communities where people can go and dispose their waste. You have agents who will come pick them up at certain days of the week. Think of all the young people who could be employed. Not everybody can bring their waste to the major. It shouldn't even happen. Let's not even open that chapter. But think about what can come out of this sector. Or even the back end, the recycling. One of the many recommendations, I didn't even take that, encourage markets for recovered waste products and ensure that those who generate waste pay the full cost of environmentally safe disposal. So I give you an example. There's a guy I interviewed last 2 years. Can't remember the name of his company, but even if I remember, I would have mentioned it on radio. So he takes plastic waste from people. He buys it from people. You take it, they weigh it, and then they pay you. I remember taking his number. If you have a market for recovered waste products, all the waste that will come out of a household, if they have that guy's contact, when they are trying to dispose, they will say, I beg you, pack all the plastic bottles. When you do that every week or every month, you have greatly reduced the waste coming out of that household. Because you're taking your plastic to somewhere where you will get paid for it to be recycled. Think about the industry that can exist from this. And not just go and throw it on the main road and one truck will come and take it and keep Port Harcourt clean. If you don't clear the filth in 1 week, I mean, come on. We're thinking about... This is the worst way to approach this. The youths are unemployed. These little places that can pick up people, pay them, and they might not think about armed robbery. This is how to provide employment. And it must not be controlled by government. There are lots of companies who would want to partner. So when I realized that our officials, elected officials, are not thinking in this direction, I ask myself, then what direction are they thinking in? Because this is the way to go. This is standard practice. This is international best practice. This is a sustainable solution. But if in 2, 3, 5, 10 years, we're still doing Rwama, main road, truck has broken down, if you don't clear, my dear, I have no idea where we're going. But we will not like that destination. I'll be taking your calls now.
The management of the State's Waste Management Authority is hereby directed to clear the state of filthiness within 1 week from today, or be disbanded without any further notice.
The words and voice of our Executive Governor. Good afternoon.
Sam Oråcle Chinedu. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Really, the nature of Port Harcourt is very, very bad in terms of waste. I'm done working in calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
I can remember past administration during when Ade was the sole administrator of waste management. Can you remember?
I'm listening.
Even the office, particular place, was solely managed by his SC, Asha Chukuden. And they were all doing all these things well. You have said it all. It's not good to give position to a politician. Position of sole administration of Rwanda is supposed to be given to a technocrat. Somebody that knows the value of what we call waste recycling. The what we call separation and selection. You now use what you're supposed to, recycle, and from there you make that money from there. Okay, you have the content for recycling and Port Harcourt from Waste Management Board. But today, we go to oil mill, we cry. Port Harcourt is booming, smelling. You don't know if you're talking about the suits, we're talking about normal waste day. So Nigeria, Port Harcourt is very, very bad. I urge the governor to see, implement his order. What he said is not, let's not be political. Because this morning, the sole administrator was able to commend the governor for his. All those things are political. Let it be effective. Come to Imperial, everywhere is smelling. Please, they should employ people to do all these things. Okay, let's talk about the people that read environmental health technology in College of Health. None of them is employed. They are working under contract, under a contractor. They should employ people and they should make sure that Port Harcourt is clean. The Garden City progress have lost. We need to regain our lost progress.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
I'm Samuel calling from Port Harcourt.
Can you speak up, please?
Samuel calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Samuel.
When Yoruba man was here as a sole administrator, everywhere was clean. And I was saying at the group then, they do from station, they get to market, from market they go to where they call Omoma Junction. All look and clean, we are clean, and things we are going fine.
Okay, so I was waiting for you to land. Unfortunately, you're not going in a direction that makes sense. Are you saying it was clean because it was run by a Yoruba man? What does that have to do with anything?
All right. We are trying to navigate is people do things with proud and feel that they can do while they may not be able to do. It's just a matter of being very careful whatever you are doing, being very serious, be very concerned, because the place, there is nothing that can make this state not to be blamed if the leader is serious about it.
All right, thank you very much. Loads of comments on WhatsApp, which I must take. I have 4 minutes left. Good day, sir. This one simply reads, and the next one says, Nigeria police will not stop us. No one has commented on the police issue. Their power on innocent Nigerian youth. Secondly, Nigerian youth have remained tools in the hands of politicians. How can Nigerian youth embark on protests and another counter-protest? This tells you that most Nigerian youth do not know what they need. Now, ban or no ban, that's not the issue. When he bans and a few weeks later forms another without proper technique and skills, the governor needs to understand better ways of doing things. And thanks for sending this. But my name is Sam and not Jude. Good afternoon, Sam. What's the budget of Ruwama? Waste products should even be recycled, not burned waste or Marigya. Well, not everything can be recycled. There are particular things that can be. And it's the experts that would be able to separate and understand what needs to go where. Oråcle Chinedu, the sanitation situation in River State, especially Port Harcourt, is a tragedy. And sadly, Governor Wike's administration has no clue on what to do. Collection and disposal of waste is one part of waste management. In River State today, there's no sanitation policy, and so the best we see has turned PH City to a dump site. The governor's threat is as empty as his efforts in this direction. Ruwama should learn from Cross River or Lagos, or better still, get experts to do the job and stop nauseating political patronage. Done plus. It can only change if our local government is given the chance to work, especially the councillors. The government should place a silo. Is that silo or silo? To be used by 2 or 3 streets for one, and allow the councillors of every ward supervise waste disposal. The use of environmental officers, just like the mid-90s when they go around the streets to check for cleanliness and impose defaulters, pay fine. Momo from Ajib. The River State government should establish school conservation clubs in our primary and secondary schools to educate the pupils and students on proper waste management and disposal in the state. These class of people constitute 50% of people that dispose waste in our society. Grandfather from Aba. Okay. Governor Wike on the issue of employment. It's unfortunate that such statement is coming from... Okay, I always tell people politicians do not have conscience and do not... I'm not sure how employment was the focus. It can lead to employment, but he didn't speak directly on it. Abi Andy says it's embarrassing that in the 21st century we're talking about littered streets, the solution to keeping your waste in your house, and let people come and pick it while we're generating the waste pay for it. It will even free up the 6 billion the government is paying Ruwama. Throwing rubbish in the median for a second is bad enough. So there are many policies. I know I read about one, pay as you throw. It's one of the policies used by one country. I'm not quite sure. There's also one of the many ways that they have a better system. Sam, yesterday I saw a lot of money inside drainage yesterday. Those empty water bottles are money. The funny thing is a recycling plant is $30,000 IK. Okay, I'll look that up. I'm not quite sure how much it cost. But thanks for sharing. Hello?
Hello, good day.
Good afternoon.
I'm DZB, of course. Applying on DZB.
All right.
I want to be part of your discussion.
Go ahead.
Yes, I am quite sure the governor, the government, does not have the knowledge of refugee and population management economy.
You are sure?
I am definitely sure because years we would look for a profession that is a refugee handling profession personnel to mount Ruwama. And I am 100% sure that some of the Ruwama officials have the proficiency of refugee handling. So my next guest or a suggestion I would give to him, if he sees me, is to organize an intellectual socialization forum which will have a topic, refugee and population management economy, that would let the intellectuals in River State or the capital territory
all right.
discuss on the topic.
Thank you very much. I must let you go now. I'm not quite sure how you are sure that the governor does not know, but if the idea was to defend the governor, he did a terrible job. If the governor doesn't know about that, then he has questions to answer. It's 4 o'clock. Constance is here for the news. After that, we talk about democracy. Don't go anywhere.